Hi friends, Jessica at Pretty Prints and Paper here, and today I'm talking about my 2018 setup. Yes, it is the middle of January, and yes, I am a procrastinator. Sorry about it. So I'm using my Rhodia notebook, and I've been using it for several months now, and I still had a good chunk of it left, and I know that people kind of waffle between whether they want to start a new notebook or keep going in the current one, and I decided to keep going in my current one because, you know, there are a lot of times where people want to leave whatever they had in 2017 in 2017. There are a couple things that I wish I could leave in 2017, but for the most part, I'm happy to continue on in my journal, fill it up, even though I have many others that I could choose from. And we'll see how long it takes me. And I'm okay with that because I don't do a lot of collection pages in here, so I don't have to migrate a ton. So you'll see the couple of them that I'm going to be reviewing now, and then you'll see that I don't actually need to migrate as many, and it's a nice touch point for me several months from now when I can get to a point and reflect on where I am at with some of those goals in the pages that I'm about to show you. So the first thing that I wanted to decide on was whether I wanted a word or a thing of the year, and I really loved the speech that Tracee Ellis Ross was giving about being fully in bloom, and she is a fierce woman, and I think there's a lot of flourishing that I think a lot of us want to do in 2018. So I wanted to start very minimally, realistically, and not take it over the top with my cover here. Messed it up a second time, and I kept going. So here's a little hack that I do. Sometimes if I don't want to redo a page, I pre-plan it using Post-it notes. So this page is just to reflect on what I took away from 2017 to fuel what I hope for 2018. And I just do a really simple outline. You've seen a couple of these in my weekly on Instagram, but I just do some really quick Zentangle-ish patterns on the edges to give it some intrigue, some texture, and it doesn't take that long. It's just enough to hold my attention and keep me calm while giving it enough interest so that I keep revisiting the page. It's one of my favorite things right now, which is the Tombow Twin Tone pens, which are a more broad bullet tip on one side, similar to what you see on the end of a Tombow, and then this really narrow fine tip that I've been using for my finer patterns around the edges. So that's one of my favorite things right now. I'll be sure to link that down below. But I did my lessons and my hopes, and I'm writing them down on separate Post-it notes so that I can just kind of write them all in one shot. I don't want to just make stuff up, so it does take me a little bit of time to have authentic reflections on what I have learned and what I'm taking with me. And one of those things that you'll find is that I'm trying to refine and minimize some of the extra stuff in my life to really focus on what matters to me. This is my goals and plans sheet. I've also had one of these in my past notebooks. I like to see a bird's eye view of everything, projects, semesters, years, and it's no different with my goals and my plans. So this is twofold. It's for me to keep track of not only where my energy and my time is going to go, creating like a cycle and an ebb and the flow for the whole year, but also with my money. I'm trying to get a better grasp on my money, trying to save up for some things. It's harder when you don't have a dual income, but I know that I can be doing better if I want to achieve my goals. So for this, I'm putting big things down. So I know I have a couple travel plans happening in the next couple months, so I'm going to write those down because it's going to mark the time that I have in terms of planning for maybe my custom work for Pretty Prints and Paper, my blog work, trying to get ahead of those things, prepping for all those trips, and then being mindful of what I'm spending money on and how much I'm gonna have to spend for those trips. And that same thing goes for any just kind of big events. So fortunately, I'm out of the time of my life where I'm going to a ton of weddings. So that used to fill up a lot of my summers, and it'll be different now. So maybe use this for if you're keeping track of kids or keeping track of, you know, important birthdays or whatever. But this is for me to see what is the ebb and flow of my year going to look like in terms of my plans and in terms of my money. And brings me to a couple other fun collections. I have a lot of class packs for the workout classes that I love to do, and I needed to keep track of how many classes I had left. I always lose track same thing I'm going to be doing with gift cards and gift certificates and free things like that. Use it up, I think is what I'm going to call that one. But I just wanted to mark down in these class packs how many I have left so that I can just keep plugging away and using the most out of those packs. And then this one, I didn't have room to do a cleaning title, but it's my cleaning log. Don't judge me for whatever's on here. When you live by yourself, you find that you spend a lot more time getting the maintenance done in your house. In fact, the dishwasher is running right now. Sorry about that. And pulling some ideas off of layouts I saw in Bullet Journal Junkies, I brainstormed some of those tasks that I want to do weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then twice a year, and then once a year. And things that are on my weekly, I just wanted to do 52 of, and then I'm going to fill them in as I go along. And the things that I want to do 4 times a year, every other week, so 26 moments of that. Quarterly, it's 4 times in the year. I am hoping I don't have to migrate this one because that's going to be a bitch. All right, so doing that, and then moving into January, I know that I have this like goals and plans log, and this is big, but then once you get big, you get smaller, and so I go into just the month. And on my left hand side, I have a couple different projects or big things I'm focusing on that month, and then going to be able to go in and rapid log some of the things that I have to do this month in order to prepare for those projects or move those projects forward. This is great for work because, for example, 1000 and 3000 are 2 classes that I write curriculum for, and what are the things that I need to do this month to make sure that I accomplish that project or keep that project momentum going, and this spans all year long. So being able to focus on projects in smaller ways helps me in my job. Maybe it'll help you in yours. And then on the list, because I'm always the list keeper, no matter where I am the person who thinks ahead. It just comes really easily to me. So when it comes to mind, at some point, I'm gonna have to do this month in these loose categories. I try to not do anything too rigidly because that does not work for me, but I do need some level of categorization to organize the chaos, right? And I saw this, I know that the vertical, this time ladder thing is pretty popular, so trying to get a sense of my time for the month. And so again, going from big to small, just seeing where my time is going. It looks like this is gonna be a little busy right here, and that there's some open time in the second half of the month. It's just nice to get a visual on that and make it rainbow, because why not? When it comes to words I wanted to anchor in, at least this month, it's to reclaim, reimagine, and refine. I think I have done a lot of soul searching in the last year, and in a lot of ways have had to reclaim some of the things I learned and relearned to do for myself, and want to reclaim my ability and my confidence to doing those things like taxes, and then reclaiming my time, for example, which goes into that refinement. I spread myself out to quite a lot of people and a lot of endeavors, and I want to work on refining where I'm spending my heartbeats. I really hate how the colors turned out on this one, but you know what? I am okay with that, and I hope that you get to a point where you are okay with that as well. And I'm adding some patterns and stuff like that to kind of make it more of what I want, but I'm learning to really embrace that, you know, I tried it, it's okay, and next time I would do it differently, but I'm not gonna scrap it, I'm not gonna paste over it, I'm just gonna let it sit, because I think that's what we need more of in life, friends. New Year's Day was kind of a wash, so that's what I love about the bullet journal, is that I can adapt the layout to work for me. I nixed it down to 4 days where I would actually be using it, and it looks really aesthetically pleasing when you have all of the columns line up. But so I did a rainbow thing, and I just put my events up here, and I keep most of my time commitments in my Google Calendar. So this is really just for me when I sit down and create this, to be able to see what is coming. What do I have to be mentally prepared for? Where is my energy going to be focused on this week? You know, harmony and life balance is not about any given week being perfectly divided up into things, but over time, how does that balance look? So where is my heartbeat going to this week? I cut this section for a moment or gratitude of the day, and I try to be good about that, but often I forget. But better some than nothing? I don't know. And then I just have a couple categories, things that I'm waiting on because I work as part of a team and I have people who report to me or are getting things to help me with my projects. So I have a waiting category, personal, work, plans that I have to make. I feel like I'm constantly setting up meetings. Does anybody else feel that? I don't know. And then I also do dailies. This helps me immensely because I need to just get things out of my head and onto paper so I can use my time in a different way. But that's all my setup is so far. I hope that you have figured out what it is that works for you. If you have questions or ideas, let me know in the comments down below and I will try to get to them. If you like it, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and share, but otherwise I hope that you enjoy it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!